Subscribe to my channel now. Remember to subscribe to my channel. See you. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my video today. Today it's a video about Benny Lewis, who say that he is a polyglot. But let's find out and see if he can really speak all those languages that he say that he can speak. First of all, I want to say thank you to my subscribers and to my viewers. Especially thank you to my subscribers for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell button for more videos to watch soon. Today I will make a video about Benny Lewis, and I want to see how many language can this Benny Lewis speak, or how many language does he pretend to be able to speak. Here it says he can speak English, Spanish, Italian, French, Irish, Dutch or German, and then Portuguese, Esperanto. So that's how many language? 8 language here. And then here Wikipedia, it says Benny Lewis, born in Ireland. Lewis has described himself as mediocre in language at school, getting a C in German. So in school he was mediocre in language and not good in language, and suddenly some miracle made him very good in language. All of those polyglot YouTubers, many of them will say they were bad in language and they could only speak one language, and suddenly they can speak 10 or 20 language or something like that. They're all full of bullshit. But let's watch his videos and channel after this. Okay, Brendan Richard Lewis is an Irish author and blogger who defines himself as technomad, language hacker. Language hacker. It's more like scammer hacker, fake liar, scammer hacker. He's best known for his website Fluent in 3 Months, on which he documents personal attempts to learn language within short time periods, typically 3 months. I found he also have another YouTube channel. He have some other YouTube channel also called Fluent in 3 Months. So I want to show that channel also, if I remember. So let's see here. Born in Ireland. Look, this picture says says Lewis at TEDx event in Warsaw. Lewis at TEDx event in Warsaw in 2013. This TED and TEDx YouTube channels and this TEDx, they're also working together with the polyglot YouTubers and other scammers, these TED channels. Born in Ireland, Lewis has described himself as mediocre in language at school, getting a C in German and just managing to pass his Irish language exams. He's from Ireland, and he just managed to pass his Irish language exams. His own language Irish, he just managed to pass the exam. Like he almost failed in his own language in school. In school he almost failed at his own language, and then he want to pretend that he found some way to learn many language. He graduated in electronic engineering. Really? How do we know if it's true that he graduate in electronic engineering from the University College Dublin, and then spent time struggling to learn Spanish in Spain, where it took him over a year to learn the language? His frustration with conventional methods led him to take a different approach to language learning, as described in his book and website Fluent in 3 Months. Okay, so he have a book and a website, how to become fluent in a language in 3 months, and he found some special method. All those polyglot YouTubers and other scammers will tell you that they found some special method, and before that they were bad in language. So they were really bad in language, but suddenly they found some special method. Lewis is the founder and CEO of the website Fluent in 3 Months. He has given 2 talks to TEDx. These TEDx, they're also scammers and liars. He has given 2 talks to TEDx in 2013. He was named a Traveler of the Year by National Geographic magazine. Okay, Traveler of the Year. Okay, I have seen few stuff from his YouTube channel just before I made this video. I looked a little bit on his YouTube channel, and it looked like he liked traveling many countries. Okay, so because he liked traveling many countries, and they named him as Traveler of the Year. So because he traveled many countries, then he can speak many languages. So anyone who travel many countries, suddenly they can speak 10 or 20 language or something. So if you travel to 10 or 20 different countries for vacation or for traveling, then you can speak 10 or 20 language. He has authored 5 books, including Fluent in 3 Months in 2014, as well as 4 course books written in collaboration with Teach Yourself. I think this Teach Yourself is from Ollie Richards. So it has been working together with Ollie Richards, I think. Or let's see this one, Teach Yourself. No, it's a publisher. Okay, so this Teach Yourself is a book publishing. Okay, so this Teach Yourself, I think they're also working with Ollie Richards. So this Teach Yourself publisher, they're helping the scammers. This Teach Yourself, they're helping the scammers because they also work with polyglot YouTubers. They work with Ollie Richards, and then this Benny Lewis also. The Teach Yourself books were published from 1938 until 1966. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if there's some names of some polyglot or something here. Okay, so this Teach Yourself, they published the books of this Benny Lewis, and also I think they published the books of Ollie Richards, language learning. Okay, let's see if there's something here. Career. Lewis is the founder of blah blah blah. Like, let's see here. He has been given books. Okay, so you have 5 books. 5 books. One that is the book Fluent in 3 Months, and then 4 books about course books. I have this one, language hacking Spanish, language hacking French, language hacking German, language hacking Italian. He has also coached and given private language lessons by telephone and Skype. Okay, so he also do this coaching session and lessons by telephone and Skype, same like Luca Lampriello or something like that. All of them are making money scamming people. Okay, so he also do this coaching shit thing, but first of all he pretend to speak many language, but we will see that on his YouTube channel. But then he also have this, he have made 2 talks on TEDx, and he have also been on National Geographic as Traveler of the Year, and then he have authored 5 books. He have made 5 books. This one, Fluent in 3 Months, and then also this Teach Yourself Language Hacking, Spanish and French and German and Italian. And then he have done this coaching. So he made money. He made money from selling 5 different books. He made money from talking with this TEDx and also National Geographic. And then he made money scamming people. He made money scamming people by make money scamming people by selling 5 different books. He sell 5 different books scamming people. Fluent in 3 Months, Teach Yourself Language Hacking Spanish, Language Hacking French, Language Hacking German, Language Hacking Italian. And then also he make this coaching private language lesson by telephone and Skype, scamming people on telephone and Skype, so they will pay him money. They will pay him money to do some coaching on telephone and Skype. Language learning approach. Lewis claims that anyone can learn a language to fluency in as little as 3 months. Anyone can become fluent in a language in 3 months. Lewis understands fluency as social equivalency, meaning that he can function in social situations pretty much the same in his target language as he would in his native one. Bullshit scammer. His approach is to start speaking a new language from the very first day, ignoring mistakes and using very basic language like me want go supermarket. Really? Lewis explains the name of his business Fluent in 3 Months as follows. Let's see how he explains his lying scammer business. The name of the blog causes a lot of confusion for people when they first arrive on my site. I'm not promising any special timeline for people studying a language. Really? You're not? He says he's not promising any special timeline. He say I'm not promising any special timeline, but same time he will say that it's fluency in as little as 3 months. Fluency in as little as 3 months. Fluency in as little as 3 months. Fluent in 3 months. And then he will say that I'm not promising any special timeline. He's not promising any special timeline, but he keeps saying in 3 months. I'm not promising any special timeline for people studying a language. Doing so would be ridiculous because the amount of work people put in is too varied. Most people take years to learn just the basics of a language because they do it so wrong. Really? Most people take years to learn a basic in a language because they do it so wrong. But you claiming to learn in 3 months is bullshit. So of course a claim of 3 months would sound arrogant to them. No, it's not about sound arrogant. It's not because it sounds arrogant, it's because you are a liar. It's not because you sound arrogant, it's because you are a liar and scammer. But we're going to watch that in this video. In this video we will see. It's called Fluent in 3 months because I moved to a new country usually for about 3 months, and I tend to aim to speak the local language fluently. He said that he will move to a country and stay for 3 months, and then in 3 months he will speak the language fluently. The name of the blog is from my objectives in both travel and language learning. This blog documents my own language learning journey and shares the ideas that make it all possible. The blog documents your language learning, like this blog, the blog you have will document if it's true. A blog that people can read, something you write down that people can read. A blog, will that prove if you can learn a language in 3 months? You can just write in the blog that, oh, you learned the language in 3 months, or you can write some things trying to prove that you learned a language in 3 months. A blog is not a proof that you learn a language in 3 months. If you make some blog, the title of the blog is, wait here, first he said this blog documents my own language learning journey and share the ideas that make it all possible. Possible liar and scammer. The title of the blog is an objective, not a promise of a magic solution for all. Oh, not a magic solution for all. It's not a magic solution for all. It's only for you, scammer, that you can learn any language in 3 months, become fluent in any language in 3 months. Lewis suggests that American entrepreneurs learn foreign language and notes that in Ireland we grow up hearing a range of Englishes. Bullshit. Language learning projects. To date, Lewis has documented attempts to learn over 20 languages. Attempt to learn over 20 languages to varying degrees of fluency over short time periods, typically 3 months. Some successful, some not. Bullshit. He publicly shares his experience on his website with a combination of blog posts and YouTube video footage. He started recording his efforts in 2009, partly to prove it was possible to learn a language fluently in 3 months. His claims has been met with some skepticism. Noted polyglots like Steve Kaufman have looked at his results and noted it is largely not possible to become fluent in a new language in such a short time. Even Steve Kaufman, who is also a fake polyglot, one fake polyglot Steve Kaufman said that he don't believe that Benny Lewis or anyone can learn like a language in only in 3 months. Steve Kaufman said that he don't believe that you can become fluent in 3 months. Even the polyglots don't agree, all of them, with each other. Other research indicates that a realistic time to learn languages such as English or French without immersion is 8 months as a minimum, depending on a number of variables. Check 2009. On the 1st of June 2009, Lewis launched the Fluent in 3 Months blog with a post announcing he would learn Fluent Czech within 3 months. After his 3 months mission, he expected to be able to have comfortable conversations with locals about a wide range of topics without a strong accent and with a good enough command of the language for expressing myself clearly in many social situations and understanding as much as possible. After 3 months, on the 1st of September 2009, Lewis stated that he had studied Czech for 2 months with a casual part-time commitment due to an increased workload to pay off a debt. He assessed himself as having reached a pretty good level in the language. However, he himself admitted he had failed to achieve his goal of achieving fluency in his 3 months of learning, partly because of its case system. You full of bullshit. Brazilian, Portuguese 2009. September 2009, Lewis announced that his next language mission was to spend 3 months in Brazil. He explained his aim for this mission as follows: I want several Brazilians to have believed that not only am I speaking Portuguese as good as a native, but that I actually am a native. Before starting this mission, Lewis had 8 months exposure to Portuguese, having lived in Brazil previously. Okay, so he had already been there before for 8 months, plus another 3 months, so it will be 11 months, almost 1 year. At the end of this project, December 2009, Lewis stated that the mission had been a partial success, with some Brazilians believing he was a native speaker for periods of up to 30 seconds. Up to 30 seconds. Okay, so they believe that he can speak in 30 seconds in fluent Brazilian. He can speak, so some Brazilian, not all Brazilian, only some Brazilian believe he can speak fluent Brazilian up to 30 seconds. Up to 30 seconds. At one point he was put in police cell for being cheeky to a Brazilian policewoman. Okay, so he go play smart on some Brazilian policewoman, and maybe he want to hit on her, like maybe he want to do something with her like that. He go play smart on the policewoman, because I see his YouTube channel. I will show you after this his YouTube channel. He have some videos in Brazil, some carnival or some festival videos in Brazil, and some couch surfing or something like that. He just go there to talk to women. He just go to Brazil to talk to Brazilian women and to party, drinking and party. Maybe he also take drugs. He just go to Brazil and go to Brazil to meet women and party and drinking, maybe taking drugs. And then he also try to, if he can get the policewoman or what. He also want the policewoman to spend time with her or what. He just bullshit. He just travel to Brazil and other countries to meet women. Look the countries he choose. Look the countries he choose to go. He go to Czech to meet some Czech woman from Czech Republic. He go and meet some woman there in Czech. And then he go to Brazil to meet some woman, and then also maybe Germany. Even Germany women are same like men. I don't know why he go there. Maybe because it's not so far from Ireland. Then he go there to meet some Chinese woman and Japanese woman. And I also see have some videos of some other countries where he just go there to meet some woman and drinking and party. He just go to different countries to meet some woman and drinking and party. And then he will make some videos where he pretend that he become fluent in the language. German 2010. 2010, Lewis announced that he planned to learn German to the level of mastery within a period of 3 months. He explained the mission as follows: my mission will be to convince Germans that I'm a Berliner by the end of June, and to sit the Goethe-Zertifikat C2 Zentrale Oberstufenprüfung examination. The level required for this examination goes way beyond fluency. It is for mastery of a language, really. Prior to starting this mission, he had studied German for 5 years at school. Okay, it says here, I don't know if it's real, I don't know if it's true or not, but if it's true that he studied German for 5 years in school, and then if he studied another 3 months, then it's not only 3 months. He stated that those years of study had been wasted, and that after all that time he still could not speak German. Okay, so in 5 years, so he want to say studying German in school for 5 years, he did not learn anything. He want to say he did not learn anything in school for 5 years, but now suddenly this polyglot finds some special method that do magic. Suddenly he found some special method that do some magic that he will learn a language in 3 months. Before he studied in school. He studied in school German for 5 years. For 5 years he could not learn German, and he forget all the German. He could not learn anything in 5 years. He could not learn anything in 5 years. But suddenly now he can be master in German in 3 months. Now he can be master degree in German in 3 months and fluent in 3 months because he found some magic. He found some magic method. He found some magic method that he can be fluent in 3 months. At the end of the 3 months project, Benny shared the results of the Goethe Certificate C2 Central Oberstufenprüfung examination. He stated that he was very pleased with the results, adding that he had passed 4 out of the 5 elements of the exam. He failed the element on listening comprehension. But how do we know if it's true? How do you know if it's true that he did this in 3 months or if he actually have this certificate? I did not see this certificate. I don't know if he showed it on his YouTube channel or on his website or somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if it's true, if it's real or a lie. I don't know if it's real or lie. And if it's real, if he did make this certificate, maybe it's a fake one. Maybe it's a fake one or someone else did it and he put his name on it. But if it's really him who did it, maybe he did learn German for a longer time and not only 3 months, because he said that he studied German for 5 years in school before. But I don't know if it's real or fake. I cannot see. Can you see any certificate here? Right now, when you're looking now here on this website here, can you see any certificate or proof here? We will see later if you find some proof of that. Chinese 2012, Lewis made attempts at learning both Japanese and Chinese to levels of fluency in the space of 3 months. He admitted he found this the most difficult language he had attempted to learn and only partially achieved the goal he set himself for these languages. Okay, who the fuck care what he say? Who the fuck care what he say? Like, they always talking. Those polyglot YouTubers, they're always talking and writing. They will tell you in English, I become fluent in this language, or I'm high level in this language, or I did not become fluent in this language. Like, if they tell us here that he did not become fluent, but he still feel that he achieved something or success in this language, how do we know if it's true that he achieved some success in Chinese and Japanese? From where can we see if it's real that he achieved some fluency or high level in Chinese and Japanese? Just because they write it here in English. Here they write in English that here, this one, that said that he achieved some success in learning these languages. It's here, we can see it in English. It only say it in 2 lines. Only 2 lines in English, or even less than 2 lines. Less than 2 lines and in English. This is not Japanese, this is not Chinese. Even if it was written, like, this is not in Chinese or Japanese, it's written in English, these 2 lines. Even if these 2 lines was written in Chinese or Japanese, it will not prove that he has achieved some success in learning Chinese and Japanese. It will just be 2 lines that he could have wrote down using Google Translate, or someone could have wrote it from him, but it's actually in English. It's actually even in English also. These 2 lines or less than 2 lines is in English, saying that he did achieve some success in language or learning this language. So because there are 2 lines here in English, because there's 2 lines here in English that say that he did achieve some success in learning this language, Chinese and Japanese, then we just have to believe it. Because they say that in 2 lines in English. All these polyglot YouTubers, they will make so many videos also. They will make so many videos speaking in English, and then they will tell you in English how they become fluent in Chinese, or how they learn Chinese, or how they become fluent in Japanese, or how they learn Japanese, or how they learn Korean and how they become fluent in Korean, or how they learned Arabic and become fluent in Arabic, or how they learned Portuguese or Spanish or French or German and how they become fluent in those language. They will make videos speaking in English. Those polyglot YouTubers, they will also make videos speaking in English, telling you how they learned 10 or 20 language and how they become fluent in 10 or 20 language, but they will tell you in English. And if they make some videos in other language, then they're just some edited and fake videos and memorizing. But let's see here. Lewis announced in January 2012 that he would undertake a project to learn Mandarin to fluency, specifically stating a goal to attain C1 level in the European language level framework in the space of 3 months. Okay, really? So everything is just he is saying, like he is saying he will become fluent in a language, or he will become fluent in 3 months. Okay, I can also say in English that I will become fluent in 20 language or 30 language or 50 language, and I can also make some stories. I can make some stories how I became fluent in 20 language or 30 language. I can tell you all this in English, but it doesn't mean if I tell you in English how I became fluent in 20 language, then I'm fluent in 20 language or something like that. After endeavoring to learn the language, he was assessed by a Chinese language teacher after 5 months. Okay, so because they write here that he had a language teacher in Chinese for 5 months, then we just have to believe it. How do we know if he had a language teacher in Chinese, or if he learned Chinese, or if he is good in Chinese? Just because he write down that he had because they write down that he had a language teacher in Chinese for 5 months, or if they write he studied Chinese for half year or 1 year or 2 years or whatever, then we have to believe that it's real or that it's true. I can also write down something very long like this, about 20 different language, and make up some stories. I can also write down something very long like this, make up some stories about how I go to China and study Chinese for 2 or 3 months or half year or 1 year, and then I became fluent in Chinese and had some teacher, and I'm high level in Chinese. I took some test in Chinese, and then make another one about Japanese, and make also some story how I meet someone from Japan or go to Japan and learn Japanese and become fluent in Japanese, and then make another story about how I go to Germany and become fluent in German, and then make a story about how I go to Italy and become fluent in Italian, and make some story that I go to Brazil or Portugal and become fluent in Portuguese, and then make another story that I go to Spain and become fluent in Spanish, and then make a story that I go to Korea and become fluent in Korean, and then I will make another story about how I became fluent in maybe some other language like that, like any language like that. They just make a lot of bullshit stories just because they write something here in English. Then we have to believe all this is real and true. Like they write a lot of stories in English, how they go to different countries and learn the language and become fluent or high level in the language, then it's real. Anyone can write some made up stories. Anyone can write some made up stories in English. Writing made up stories in English about becoming fluent in 10 or 20 or 30 language doesn't make you fluent in 10 or 20 or 30 language. If you tell someone in English some stories about how you're speaking in English, you're speaking or writing in English, then you're speaking or writing in English, only in English. If you're only speaking or writing in English, that shows that you can speak or write in English. That doesn't prove that you can speak 10 or 20 or 30 language. It's not a proof that you can speak 10 or 20 or 30 language if you write down in English
or if you talk in English and tell how you become fluent in 10 or 20 or 30 language.
And if you watch my video about Steve Kaufman, the one about his ebooks, about Steve Kaufman's ebooks, that video, then you will also see that Steve Kaufman also make up some stories about how he traveled to many countries. Like if you see the review of that ebook, then he also write in the ebook many stories about how he traveled to many different countries, and he want to say because he traveled to many countries, then he learned all those language. Many polyglot YouTubers, they do some bullshit stories like that. They make up some stories about they travel to many countries, then they learn all those language and some other bullshit like this. They just make some bullshit stories and write it in English, and then they want people to believe that. They will write some bullshit stories, or they will make some YouTube videos telling you some bullshit stories how they travel to many countries and learn all those language. They are all full of bullshit, just making some bullshit stories.
Okay, so here he say this about this bullshit Chinese teacher, language teacher after 5 months, 2012, who assessed his ability in detail, stating that his spoken ability was very impressive at a B1 lower intermediate level, and that his listening skills was very good. Okay, so it's the teacher he pay money. The teacher he pay money say that he is very impressive and good level or something like that. He pay money to that teacher. If you watch my other YouTube videos, if you watch my video of this days of French and Swedish, this guide days of French and Swedish, if you watch that video of this scammer days of French and Swedish, then you can see that he have some teacher in Swedish, and I think also someone in French, but he have some teacher in Swedish, and this one teacher in Swedish is working with him in this italki app. But what I mean in these videos about this guy, days of French and Swedish, this italki teacher, she's working with him. He pay her money, or she also make money from that he talk with her and show her on his channel. So I mean, same with the other polyglot YouTubers, all those polyglot YouTubers. Also, we don't know if there's really a teacher. We don't know if this story about the teacher is real. Like, maybe if I see on his YouTube channel there's a teacher in the video saying that there's some teacher there on his YouTube channel in Chinese who say that he become high level or good level in Chinese, then okay, there will be someone who say that. But still, we don't know if this person is really a teacher. And even if it's a teacher, he can pay that person money to say that. He can just pay anyone money in China. He can just go to China or any country, pay someone some money, or ask someone, can you do me a favor? He can just ask anyone on the street, or anyone, a friend. He can make friend with some Chinese woman. It can be some woman he is sleeping with. We don't know if it's a real teacher. Maybe it's just some woman. Maybe he go to China, sleep with some woman there, and then he tell this woman, can you make a video with me, or can you tell people that you are a Chinese teacher? Maybe he sleep with some woman, or maybe he meet some woman, then he tell her, can you tell people? Maybe he tell this woman to tell people that she's a Chinese teacher, and that she teach him Chinese, and that he is good in Chinese. We don't know if all this is real or just some bullshit stories. However, his reading and writing abilities were assessed to be at a level below B1, and after 5 months he failed to achieve the level of fluency, C1 level, he had stated he was aiming for at the start of the mission. So he did not achieve C1 level or fluency level in 3 months. He say he will be fluent in 3 months, but he say he practiced for 5 months and he did not become fluent. And we don't even know if he did become good in 5 months, or if he practiced for 5 months. Maybe it's all a lie. Japanese 2013 In 2013, Lewis announced that he would attempt to learn Japanese to the level of fluency N2 level, the second highest level in the Japanese language proficiency test. In the space of 3 months, this was met with some skepticism by fellow polyglots, language bloggers, including fellow hyperpolyglot Steve Kaufman, who said it was not possible to achieve fluency in Japanese in that period of time. So even Steve Kaufman also don't believe in him. After starting the project, Lewis initially pushed the deadline for achieving fluency back by 2 weeks, then ultimately stopped the project after failing to achieve fluency, achieving a basic level of Japanese. So he did not achieve fluency in Japanese. He just achieved some basic level. Maybe he did not even achieve basic. Maybe it's just even some very low beginner level, or just some few things in Japanese. So how he can say that he would become fluent in 3 months in every language, but he failed in the Czech language, he failed. Also the Brazilian, I think it's just some fake bullshit also, and the German and the Chinese he failed, the Japanese he failed. Awards. Lewis was awarded a Language Ambassador of the Year award in 2012. He was named National Geographic Traveler of the Year in 2013. Okay, so some scammer and liar become Language Ambassador of the Year. They make a person who is a scammer and liar Ambassador of the Year, or Language Ambassador of the Year. So there are some people out there. There's some people out there who are professors. There are some professors in language who are high level in language teaching. There's some people out there working very, very hard as a language teacher. There's some people working there very hard as language teacher. They have been studying many years. There are some people out there, some teachers. There's some teachers there who have been studying for many, many years, becoming a teacher and maybe taking some extra language course in university and becoming even higher and higher level and taking some master degree. There are some teachers who have been taking some master degree and studying for many years, and after that they have also become teachers in school and then in university, and they become professors, like language professors. There's some language professors out there and some teachers who are very high level in teaching and who have achieved something. Like there's some teachers, language teacher, who have achieved something in university, teaching university students and doing some very hard work for many years. Maybe some university professors who are language teachers for more than 20 years or 50 years or something, and then they will give this award. They will not give the award to someone who have been really working hard for many years as a teacher for many years, language teacher for many years. They will not get the award, but this Benny Lewis will get an award for as a Language Ambassador of the Year. Like, what kind of joke is this? What kind of joke is this? They will give this kind of award to a scammer, and they will not give it to some people who have been working very hard for many years as teachers, and they have been studying in university, and they have been working also maybe in the university as a teacher for many years. They will not get the award, but they will give the award to this fake scammer Benny Lewis. Benny Lewis 2014, fluent in 3 months. Benny Lewis 2016, language hacking French. A conversation course for beginners. Conversation course for beginners. Why he give conversation course for beginners? Why he don't give, if he's fluent? If he's fluent in French, why he don't teach them some high level or something? Why it's just some beginner stuff? And also here, language hacking German conversation course for beginners. Language hacking Italian, a conversation course for beginners, only for beginners. Benny Lewis, language hacking Spanish, a conversation course for beginners. It's for beginners, and it's some book, and it can be some people who also write the book for him or help him writing the book. And even if he has some course, but it says that it's a book, like I think it's a book, but it says course here. Even if you have some course, then maybe it's just some beginner stuff, and maybe they write down a script. Some of those polyglot YouTubers, even if they give some course on Skype video call, some of them will make some course on Skype video call or phone call. Then they will have some paper and some script with some beginner stuff. Like if they have, like for example, in French, if one of those polyglot YouTubers, if one of the polyglot YouTubers, even if that person cannot speak French, then that person will just write down, that polyglot YouTuber will write down some stuff in French, some beginner stuff, and try to memorize and practice this few beginner stuff. And then if they have some language course, even if they make some language course for beginners in French, then they will just write down few stuff in French, and then they will try to practice this few beginner stuff. And then when they're speaking with someone on Skype video call or on phone call, then they will just look and read from the script, or they will say a few things that they memorized, and they will only teach them few beginner stuff. That's if they teach them a language. If they teach them a language, they will just cheat like this. If they teach them a language, they will cheat like this by writing down some beginner stuff and practice some beginner stuff. If they teach them a language, they will do like this. If they don't teach them a language, then they will do same like Luca Lampariello, who will just give them some language learning advice. And even if Luca Lampariello will give language learning advice in Italian or Spanish or other language, then Luca Lampariello will also write down some language learning advice in French or Spanish or Italian or Portuguese or Dutch or German or some language. He will just write down those few things on some paper or computer, and then he will practice how to say those things. So if he makes some video call with someone, like some of these people who pay for his coaching, if people pay Luca Lampariello for coaching or something, then he will also just write down some stuff in different language. And then when he make the Skype video call or some call like that, then he will just read those things and say some of those things that he have been practicing. It's all fake. They're all fake scammers. Okay, so that, let me see here. Why my destiny was to never speak Spanish and how I did it anyway. Blah blah. Okay, let's just see if there's something here. How to travel the world as a full-time language hacker. It's more like how to travel the world like scammers. They make this Polyglot YouTube channel so he can travel to Brazil and sleep with some Brazilian woman. Then he travel to China also and Japan to sleep with some woman, and the same with Czech Republic and some other countries. And then he also go to Philippines or some other countries. He just go there to sleep with some woman and drinking. He just go to different countries to sleep with women and drinking. And then maybe he will find someone to teach him a little bit in the language, just so he can make some fake YouTube videos or something like that. But let's go to his YouTube channel. But I want to see here also, it says that how many languages he can speak. Is Benny Lewis really fluent? Benny is a polyglot, which is a person who can speak multiple languages fluently. In fact, he is just one language shy of being considered a hyper polyglot, defined as being able to speak 12 or more languages. And he's quickly working on Japanese fluency, which will be language 12. It says here, if he learn Japanese, then it will be language number 12, and then he will be hyper polyglot. So it means that they say that he can speak 11 now. Okay, let's just see here how to actually learn a language with Benny Lewis and Fluent in 3 months, episode 19, blah blah. When Benny Lewis graduated college, he spoke just one language, English. And I'm very sure that now also you can only speak one language, that's English, but we will see that on your YouTube channel. So, but he want to tell us when he graduate college, like when he graduate college, he already like almost like grown up person, like he's a grown up person or something like that. He graduate college, then suddenly in few years he can speak many language. Like he could only speak one language, then suddenly he can speak many language. Like me and like countless other people, Benny spent years taking foreign language class in high school to no avail. When he started college, he had all but given up on the prospect of becoming bilingual. Okay, so when he started college, he gave up on becoming bilingual. So he could only speak one language. In college, he could only speak one language, and he gave up on language. He had language class in school. He had language class in high school, and he could not even learn anything. In high school, he was failing in language class. In high school, he was failing in language class, and then suddenly now he learned 10 language or more than 10 language. When he started college, he had all but given up on the prospect of becoming bilingual. Today, the picture couldn't be more different. Benny speaks 10 different languages. Benny speaks 10 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, Mandarin, Chinese, Irish, and German, and he knows American Sign Language as well. American Sign Language. I have a sign language for you, Benny Lewis. Benny Lewis, I have a sign language for you. It's my middle finger. My middle finger is a sign language to you and the other fake polyglot YouTubers. My middle finger is a sign language to you and other fake polyglot YouTubers and scammers. Benny is a polyglot. Yeah, really. He could only speak one language, English, in college. In college and high school. High school and college, he could only speak one language, that's English. And now he say he can speak 10 language. Benny is a polyglot, which is a person who can speak multiple languages fluently. In fact, he is just one language shy of being considered a hyper polyglot, defined as being able to speak 12 or more languages, and he's quickly working on Japanese fluency, which will be language number 12. So now he wants to say that he can speak 11 languages, like he can speak English plus 10 language, Spanish, French, Italian, Chinese, Irish, German, that's 6 language, and American Sign Language, that's number 7. But when is this one? This is from 2019, 25 March 2019. Okay, let's see here. So how did let's see this one. So how did Benny make this massive turnaround? How did Benny make this massive turnaround? How can he suddenly from one language in high school and college, in high school and college only one language, and he had language class in high school and college, but he could not learn any language in high school and college. Suddenly he can speak 11 language. So how did Benny make this massive turnaround? Luckily, he isn't keeping his methods secret. Oh, it's not a secret. Okay, it's not a secret. Okay. Benny runs Fluent in 3 months. Fluent in 3 months. Bullshit. Which is probably the largest general language learning site in the world. The largest general language learning site in the world, getting hundreds of thousands of visitors every month. So there are hundreds of thousands clowns, hundreds of thousands of clowns who believe in this bullshit. There Benny teaches readers how to learn a new language. Okay, so how do he teach them to learn a new language? He will tell them in English how to learn other language, I think. I think he will do like Luca Lampriello. He will tell them in English how to learn other language. Because I think he can also not speak any other language than English. But we will see his YouTube channel. After this, I will show you his YouTube channel. Then we'll find out if he can speak any other language or only English. After this, I'm going to show his YouTube channel so we can see if he can speak any other language or only English. There, Benny teaches readers how to learn a new language, how to find inexpensive resources, immerse themselves in their target language, and learn how to focus in order to succeed. Okay, so some clown called Benny Lewis, who could only speak one language, English, but pretend now to speak 11 languages. He could only speak one language, English, and now pretend that he can speak 11 languages and pretend that he learned every language in 3 months. He wants to tell people how to learn language and give them advice how to learn language. Someone who could only speak one language want to tell people how to learn language and what to do to learn language, and then he will say that he can speak 11 languages. We will find out about that on his YouTube channel. We will see if he can speak 11 languages. He also details his travels and experiences, which makes Fluent in 3 months more interesting than your average language learning site. I will show you his YouTube channel, how he go there and party and drinking and meeting women. He go party, drinking, meeting women. That's how he learn language. He just go there as a sex tourist. He go there as a sex tourist. He go to Czech Republic and also Brazil and China and Japan and Philippines and some countries. He go there as a sex tourist. That's how he learn language. Fluent in 3 months is more interesting than your average language learning site. In fact, Benny has been traveling the world non-stop for over 10 years and he has learned a lot of life lessons from the experience. I think he has been learning how to meet women and sleep with women and drinking and party, and maybe he also take drugs. Meeting women and party, drinking, maybe taking drugs or smoking and just party and having fun. He have fun while he scam people. He just travel around for 10 years while he have fun and scamming people's money. Benny has also written an entire book that details his system for learning new language, which is aptly called Fluent in 3 months. Really? Fluent in 3 months. Yeah, really. Bullshit. It's coming out in mid-March and I can't wait to get my copy. You can't wait to get your copy of this bullshit. How anyone at any age can learn to speak any language from anywhere in the world. Having been a reader of Benny's blog for a couple years now, you read this bullshit, his blog for a couple of years. I think you're working with him. If you write something like that, or if you say you have been reading his blog for a couple of years. You're working with him, or else you're very unintelligent if you believe his bullshit. If you believe that he can learn, or people can learn any language or become fluent in any language in 3 months, then you're very unintelligent, or else you're working together with this Benny Lewis, and I'm very sure you're working with him. You're all scammers working together. lying to people and scamming people. Having been a reader of Benny's blog for a couple of years now. Okay, it should be a couple years or a couple of years. I think it should be a couple of years, but let's just forget it. Okay, and being a Japanese learner, I can safely say that if you want to learn a new language, you should check out this book. Okay, so we should check a book that there's a big chance, it's a big chance this book is in English. There's a big chance this book is in English and just telling you some advice or some bullshit how to learn any language in 3 months. So we should buy a book and waste our money on some bullshit book. We should waste our money on a bullshit book that is lying to people. We should waste our money on a bullshit book that is lying to people and telling that you can learn any language in only 3 months and that you can become fluent in any language in 3 months. We should waste our money on some bullshit like that. Fucking bullshit scammers shit. It's a lot more helpful to have a good system in your mind for learning before you dive into a specific course or book. Regardless of your current language goals, dive into this episode and get ready to learn. I've been excited to bring Benny onto the podcast. So you have some podcast. That's why you do like this. That's why you will say that it's real. That's why you will tell people it's real, that he can speak all this language, because you have a podcast. Because you have a podcast that you will make interview, and when you make some interview with him on the podcast, you will make money from this. Okay, so because you make money from this, then you will also lie to people. So this scammer who have this website, he will lie to people because he will make money from this. Because he will make money from selling some MP3 files, some podcast like that. That's why he's lying. He have some podcast or something, then he will make money from this. That's why this scammer will also lie to people to make money. Let's see, what is this? This Thomas Frank. By Thomas Frank Scammer. CIG is supported in part by its readers if you buy through our links. So you want people to buy something from your links also. We may earn an affiliate commission. You may earn some money from affiliate commission. Read more here. Let's see what is there. Disclosure terms, conditions, and privacy policy shit. Dear reader, College Info Geek is my business. I actually earn pretty much all of my money through the work I do on this site. You mean all your lying and scamming work, telling people that polyglot YouTubers or that this Benny Lewis can speak 11 languages and that he learned a language in 3 months. As my business is based around trust. What trust? What kind of trust is this when you lie to people and scam people? When you lie to them, what kind of trust is that? They will all say trust. All those son of scamming people will talk about trust and honesty. All of those son of will talk about trust and honesty and about God and about religion. Son of scamming people, and then you will talk about trust, you son of bitch. As my business is based around trust you that my readers have in me. Your readers have trust in you. Shit. I want to be as clear as possible as to what I do and how I earn my dollar bills. My dollar without R. There's no R in dollar. His dollar bills. Dollar. Where's the R? There's no R in dollar. Dollar bills. I earn money on this site in several ways, including sales of my own products. So you also have some scammer products. affiliate commissions, YouTube advertisement, partnerships. Okay, so working by selling some scam and lie and working with other scammers and liars, that's your business. I participate in a few affiliate programs, including but not limited to Amazon, HostGator, Namecheap, and Lynda. All of the products I receive affiliate commissions for are ones that I believe in wholeheartedly, and in most cases use myself. In the case of partnerships with companies, I only agree to a partnership if I believe in the product and the company itself. Past partnerships have included Adobe, Sony, and Vonage. I will not wonder if some of your partners are also scammers or something. I will not wonder if you are working with some other scammer partners. Content disclaimer: no rendering of advice. Everything on this site is provided for informational purposes and should be taken as the opinion of the writer. I'm not an expert on anything. You're not an expert on anything. You're only expert in lying and scamming. You're expert in lying and scamming, and you're expert in supporting other liars and scammers. And you're expert in supporting liars and scammers because you make money from this. Nothing on this site should be considered professional advice or taken as a substitute for obtaining professional advice. My articles are based on research from books and blogs along with self-experimentation. I make reasonable efforts to make sure the information I present is accurate and up to date. Okay, shit. You make sure that the information is present is accurate. So when you say Benny Lewis can speak 11 languages and that he become fluent in any language in 3 months, that's accurate information, you son of a bitch. But I do not warrant that any of that information is accurate, complete, reliable, error-free, or current. No, it's not error. It's not error. It's not error. It's because you are lying to people. When you say that Benny Lewis can speak 11 languages and he become fluent in a language in 3 months and you make some interview or something with him, then you're lying to people. It's not error. It's not because you make some error. It's because you lie. You want to lie to people. I assume no responsibility for any error or omissions in any content presented on this site or any other platform I upload content to, or any links to any other web resources in any of my content. Okay. So if you make some link, he want to say here that if there's some error or something wrong, then it's not his fault. He want to say it's not his fault if there's some error or in the link or something wrong. So he's trying to say that if you use some of the links on his site that is affiliate links, if you use some of his affiliate links and that link will scam you, if you use some affiliate link and that link will scam you, then it's not his fault. So maybe he will put some link there, and if you use that link you will be scammed from money. Maybe put some link, and if you use those links, then you will get scammed from money, and after that he will tell you, oh, it's not his fault and it's not his error or something like that. Everything you try out for yourself should be contingent upon your own research and good judgment. Okay. So first you will tell people to trust you. And believe in you, and then you will give them some links. And if people get scammed from your links, then after you will say that, oh, it's not your fault. If you're thinking about making a big change in your life due to a post written here, consider asking a professional's advice first. Bullshit. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Fuck. CIG, elsewhere, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook store, blah, blah, blah. What is this study with me? Study with me, a playlist of real-time study session. I'm an ardent believer in the Pomodoro techniques as one of the best ways to stop procrastinating and actually, get some work done. Okay, but let's forget this because this video is not really about this. Let's go back to Benny Lewis.
But this scammer, he have this podcast called
the College Info Geek podcast. He has some podcast. That's why he want to make this podcast with Benny Lewis. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I have been excited to bring Benny onto. I've been excited to bring Benny onto the podcast for a long time, and during this episode, 65 minutes, we talk about a lot of things: traveling, finding internship abroad, learning a language even if no one around you speaks it, and more. Benny also answers a question I have always gotten conflicting views on: should you learn an easier language first before diving into a harder one? What kind of bullshit nonsense is this? Check out the episode to find out the answer. Items mentioned in this episode: Fluent in 3 Months is Benny's new book on learning a language at any age. Okay, so he put some books and stuff here. Also, Erasmus student exchange program, for any exchange programs for student EU students only, I believe. YESTE, foreign internships program for engineers and architects. Okay, Italki and Language 8 or Lang 8, 2 excellent communities for practicing your language skills with others. Things you should do right after listening. Want to learn a new language? Start setting specific goals and then start practicing. If you have a question about college, careers, or pretty much anything, I guess ask you, or not ask some liar and scammer. Why should we ask some liar and scammer? We might feature it on the next episode. Read Martin's in-depth post on how to learn any language from scratch. If you enjoyed this episode, give the CIG podcast a review on iTunes. P.S. Once again, I'm joined on this episode by my friend and co-host Martin Boheme. If you're interested in learning a new language, his blog Polyglot is another great resource you should check out. Want to earn better grades? 10 steps to earning awesome grades, blah blah. Thomas Frank, did you find this article useful? Over 220,000 awesome students are learning how to dominate their classes, get more done, and land the jobs they want, and you should too. Join in, and I will also send you a free copy of my book on earning better grades. Fuck your shit book. Let's see what will happen if you click on this fuck shit book. Hey there, college hacker. So here is the deal. I want to help you be awesome at college, and I would love it if you joined my email newsletter so I can keep you up to date. To help you achieve your goals, I will also send you a free copy of my book, 10 Steps to Earning Awesome Grades While Studying Less. And then here under the subscribe, it says College Info Geek rocks. Is super informative, useful, inspiring. Kalina Silverman. So he wants you to join a newsletter, and I'm sure this newsletter is somehow to scam you. Same like Luca Lampariello. He will tell people that they can get some free videos. If you watch my Luca Lamparello videos, especially the last video about him being a scammer and scammer coach, then you will see on Luca Lamparello's website. On Luca Lamparello's website, he have some free videos. You can get some free videos and you can join his newsletter. And after you join Luca Lamparello's newsletter, free newsletter, then he will send people some email about his coaching, that cost like €99 or €199 or something like that. So they make this kind of newsletter or free book or some free book or some free videos and then free newsletter, and then suddenly they will send you in the newsletter some way that they will scam you. They will send you some links or some stuff how to scam you in their newsletters. They will make some free newsletter and free stuff, and after that they will try to scam you. But let's see here. Look, it says here these items he mentioned. Look, he put this kind of stuff here so he will make money. He will help Benny Lewis and other people. He will help Benny Lewis and other people and italki to make money. Then he will also get some money from this. Let's see this one. Fluent in 3 months. Fluent in 3 months is how anyone at any age can learn to speak any language from anywhere in the world. Order now. Language hacker and author of Fluent in 3 months, the most popular language blog in the world, delivers an unconventional guide that allows readers to push past common barriers and start speaking from day one. You don't learn a language, you get used to it. Self-taught, polyglot, self-taught. All of them are self-taught. Also Lawushu, self-taught. They teach themselves language. They can teach themselves without any teacher or anything. They can teach themselves a language, and they can be fluent in a language in 1 month or 1 week or 3 months or in 24 hours. Also this Xiaomnik, he will say that he will become fluent in a language in 24 hours or in 12 hours. They're all full of bullshit, all those polyglot shitholes. You don't learn a language, you get used to it. Self-taught, polyglot, and perhaps the world's most beloved traveler, Ben Lewis is living proof that anyone at any age can learn to speak any language from anywhere in the world. Okay, so if he is a living proof, if Benny Lewis is a living proof that anyone at any age can learn to speak any language, then why when he was studying in school he could not learn any language? Why when he studied German for 5 years in school or studied some language in school he could not learn this language and he could only speak English? If he is so smart, and think he can learn very fast, why did he not learn German in 5 years in school or some other language when he studied in school? Why he could not learn this language that he studied in school? Only after he finished and suddenly he found some special methods. Only after he finished school and start to travel, then he finds some special methods. All of them are just liars and scammers, and then they will say they found some special methods that they can learn a language very fast in few hours or few days or few weeks or few months. All of those polyglot YouTubers are some scammers and liars. Benny Lewis is living proof that anyone at any age can learn to speak any language from anywhere in the world. Throughout his travels, Benny has developed faster. The fake polyglot scammer Benny Lewis, who could only speak one language, English, suddenly he became fast and very fast in learning any language in only 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. Fucking bullshit. Benny has developed faster, easier, and more efficient ways to learn languages, using techniques far different from traditional programs that focus on studying grammar and memorizing vocabulary. Fuck you, man. Fluent in 3 months breaks down language learning myths and replaces them with practical language hacks. Fucking scammers. Fucking liars, scammers, shitholes. Language hacks that take advantage of the skills we already possess. Universal phrases, perceptive observation skills, and body language shortcuts. With Benny's insight and proven methods, readers can master language immersion without buying a plane ticket. Fuck you. subscribe to my channel now. Remember, subscribe to my channel. See you. اشترك في القناة دلوقتي. افتكر اشترك في القناة. أشوفك. السلامة. Husk at abonnere på min kanal nu. Husk at abonnere. Vi ses. Abonnez-vous à ma chaîne maintenant. Abonnez-vous. Abonnez-vous à ma chaîne.